Hey everybody, happy Monday. It's April 17th, 2017, a little bit after 6 p.m. And I just wanted to share with you a few quick thoughts on authenticity and activating the power of authenticity. I've finished writing my third book, The Power of Authentic Leadership, and I'm now in editing mode. I'm featuring 27 world-renowned experts in the book, including a politician, a billionaire, New York Times best-selling authors, and also extremely successful business owners and bloggers. And I wanted to just share with you a few thoughts, as I said. First of all, take off the mask. Take off the mask. And I'm not speaking to you directly, because if you are watching this, you're the kind of person who is genuine. But I mean, in general, when I'm speaking to audiences, I'm a keynote speaker, I share with them, take off the mask. Don't hide your true self from the world. When I was in high school and college, I did that. And this is embarrassing to admit, this isn't easy to share, but I hid my true self from the world, and I became the person I thought other people wanted me to be. Now here's the trouble with that. Some people are going to like you and some people won't. But if they're not going to like you, at least have them not like you for who you really are. There's nothing worse, and in my opinion, there's nothing worse than having someone else not like you for who you're not. And that was my trouble in high school and college. I was being someone that I wasn't. Well, I wasn't being true to myself. And when people didn't like me, I wondered, would they like me if I was myself? Should I have just been my crazy, weird, authentic self anyways? Yes, that's my message to the world. Be yourself regardless of what other people want you to be, regardless of who your friends, parents, coworkers, and acquaintances want you to be. That was funny, I made a little weird number 4 there, my thumb and my 3 fingers, but regardless of who those other people want you to be yourself anyways. So this is a foundational mindset. This is sort of base camp for authenticity. Take off that mask and be yourself. The world needs people who come alive and are truly themselves. So I want to share with you now 3 quick ways, now that we have that foundational mindset, to activate the power of authentic leadership in your daily life. This especially applies to millennials. Now this applies to everybody. Don't get me wrong here. This applies to everybody, but it especially applies to millennials in the workplace. Tip number 1 is authentic people, and especially millennials in the workplace, like people who are true to their word. True to their word. A lot of people will say one thing and then do another. They won't be true to their word. And I'm not judging that, because I know people are busy. I know sometimes people forget things, but you have to be true to your word. So don't say one thing and do another. If you promise someone something, then do it. Now here's a caveat to that, and I think you know what I'm about to say here. Be careful what you promise to others. If being true to your word is very important, then get comfortable with saying no to people. Get comfortable with being careful what you promise to others, because there's nothing worse than someone who will promise something and not follow through. There's nothing worse than someone who will say one thing and then do another. Okay, so we talked about activating the key number 1, which is, of course, being true to your word. The next key to activating the power of authenticity, especially with millennials in the workplace, is to not have a hidden agenda. No hidden agenda. Now, right now you're probably thinking, Jeff, is that really realistic? I mean, everyone has a hidden agenda, right? Let me clarify something very important here. There's a difference between a genuine intention and a hidden agenda. If I'm speaking at an event, and I'm using myself as an example here, but keep in mind that I'm simply using this as a vehicle to make a point. If I'm speaking at an event, my genuine intention is to sell copies to help people. But above selling copies of my book is the intention to help people. So it's also keeping in mind how you prioritize your intentions. It's okay to make money. It's okay to do business, negotiate, be smart with your money, get paid what you deserve. All that is true. All I'm saying is have something above that, like the intention to serve, to help, and to give back to those in need. So no hidden agenda. Millennials especially, I mean, everyone doesn't like a hidden agenda, but millennials, especially in the workplace, do not like hidden agendas. Third and final activator to activating the power of authentic leadership in both your life and, of course, in the lives of others is to not judge others. Don't judge others. Millennials are eclectic. I don't like to use the word weird. I was about to say weird, and of course I'll call myself weird, no problem, but in referring to other people, rather than saying weird, I like to say creative. Millennials are creative, and they don't want to be judged for their creativity. They want to be celebrated for their creativity. For their creativity. So celebrate millennials for their creativity and watch as they flourish in your workplace. And of course, like I said, this doesn't only apply to millennials. I'm using them as a specific example, but this can apply to baby boomers. Can apply to lots of different age groups. But when I'm keynote speaking to businesses, I really focus on improving millennial engagement in the workplace. So let's remember those three activator tips, which of course is to be true to your word, to have no hidden agenda, and to release the judgment of others, or put differently, to avoid judging others altogether. And all of that rests on the foundational mindset of course, taking off the mask and being true to yourself, even when the world and other people want you to be somebody else. If you need a keynote speaker for your next event, maybe it's a conference, maybe it's a group meeting, maybe it's some kind of organizational get-together that you have, please consider me for that event. I'm a keynote speaker. I speak on authentic leadership. I'm very close to publishing my third book called The Power of Authentic Leadership. I've got 2 books on the market already. One is called Traveling Triumphs, and the other one is called Reach a Mountaintop. Please consider me for your next event. My website is jeffdspeaks.com. One more time, my website is jeffdspeaks.com, and you can email me directly at jeff@jeffdspeaks.com. My email is jeff@jeffdspeaks.com. If you have any additional questions about my business or to learn more about what I have to offer, feel free to email my executive assistant at meg, M-E-G, @jeffdspeaks.com. Really appreciate you watching this video on activating the power of authenticity. I really believe in the points I've shared. This stems from decades of research, of personal experience, interviewing others, reading, applying these lessons, learning them the hard way. I just summed up literally, not years, decades of experience into roughly a 7.5-minute video. So please keep in mind that I really wanted to value your time here. Appreciate your time as always. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you, my friend, at the mountaintop.